It's First Aid with Kelly Kincaid on Sway in the Morning.
All right. We're going to get straight to it, Kelly. Can you please talk about our guest today for First Aid with
Yes,
Kelly
I introduced our guest, Charlie Jabaley, a.k.a. Charlie Rockets. You know, this is a story of inspiration, Sway. You've seen, heard Charlie through being with Street Executives. He managed 2 Chainz, Young Dolph. If you have that, one of my favorite sweatshirts, the CEOOOO or the Santa Dabbin, you're responsible for that. And I say you're inspiring because you were in the music business. You were an entrepreneur and you weren't happy. You made $1 million and you weren't happy. You had a weight problem all your life.
That's right.
And you quit, left Atlanta.
Left everything.
Moved to LA because you also had a health problem.
That's right.
And you lost 125 pounds.
Yeah.
And now, tell us about the Dream Machine tour and just your journey. This is going to help people because we've been going through a lot of stuff, in the news. Kate Spade suicide, Anthony Bourdain suicide, and you talk about how it is when we hit rock bottom.
That's right. When I was over 300 pounds, I was also knocked down with a brain tumor.
Right.
And I had a moment where it got serious, where I knew something had to change, and it's when 2 Chainz won a Grammy. And I didn't even want to go to the Grammys. I didn't even want to celebrate. Like, I knew in my heart everything in my life had to change. Like, where I was in the music industry was amazing. I had everything that society tells you should ever want.
You were a millionaire.
Exactly. And I went back to my childhood dream. And it was unrealistic. I said, I want to be an athlete. That's it. Like, I don't want to be 300 pounds. It's the only dream I've ever had, but I was always overweight. So when I called 2 Chainz, I told him, I was like, man, this isn't my practice life. This is the only one I got. And he gave me his blessings, and he said, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to be an athlete. He said, what does that mean? I said, well, I'm going to do an Ironman in New Zealand, and I'm going to figure it out. Like, I don't know, but it's just my dream. I can't help that's my dream. And now I work with Nike and all these crazy things, and I started this thing called the Dream Machine Tour, where me and my best friend Scott, we got on a bike in Santa Monica, California, and we're biking across the country. And when we got to New Orleans, which was just a few days ago, like, the phone started ringing from all the media outlets up in here in New York. So we hopped on a plane, came up here. We're going to go back to New Orleans tomorrow, and we're going to continue the bike ride. And we started April 22nd, and we'll end in New York July 18th.
Let's talk about that real quick, though, because you brought Young Dolph up here as well, right? And let me get that man some water. He's been riding a bike all across country, man. He might be a little partial. So 2 Chainz was you guys were partners, right?
That's right.
And so he was very helpful and supportive of this move you were making.
Absolutely.
Right. You had a brain tumor.
That's right.
How did you when were you diagnosed, and what's the condition of it now? Did you have to have a surgery, or?
They couldn't operate on it, but I completely changed my entire lifestyle.
Okay.
Like, I went vegan. Like, I got my body healthy. Like, I realized I had this crazy imbalance in my body from how I ate my whole life. Right. Like, I've been on diet since I was 10 years old. There would be periods of time I wouldn't eat fruits and vegetables for like years because I was on like ketogenic diets, and like, I just wasn't healthy. Then I formed a binge eating disorder because, it really messes up your mind. And I'd eat 10,000, 15,000 calories in a night.
Wow.
And just I remember, like, New York, for example, is where I'd binge eat a lot because there was food everywhere. I would come here to your show and fit in a certain, like, button-down shirt. And by the time I leave New York, like, it wouldn't even fit anymore. Like, a day or two later.
So you changed your diet?
100%.
And now what is your diet now?
Like, right now, I eat living food. I ask myself a question. If I'm dying and you are what you eat, is what I'm eating dead or alive? That's just simply what I ask myself. Is what I'm eating dead or alive? And when I look at food, I'm trying to see how much energy it's putting off. If something's dead, it's got low energy.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm becoming. Or if something's alive, like, let's say an orange, that thing is glowing.
Yeah.
It's alive. It can't last for 4 years on the shelf. So I just started eating living foods, and that was mainly like vegan, but even getting rid of things like oil and salt. Those are dead foods.
Yeah.
So I changed my diet, and everything in my body started healing. Like, it's incredible.
You lost 130 pounds because of this. How long did that process take?
A year.
1 year. So just slow 10 pounds a month, pretty much.
Basically.
On the average. And then you became this athlete. Now, how did you start your training, though? You can't just jump. You can't go from 300 pounds and then start doing decathlons, So how did you start your training?
Well, I remember when I was around a whole bunch of old heads one day, and I told them I'm gonna do an Ironman in New Zealand in 10 months, and they said, Charlie, you should have more realistic goals because you're just gonna disappoint yourself. And I was like, nothing I've done my entire life has been realistic. When I started managing 2 Chainz, I was 19 years old. Like, nothing is realistic. I said, I'm going to do it. And I woke up every day. And it's amazing when you make up your mind to do something, your body figures out how to do it.
Absolutely.
So that's how it worked.
And I love Best Friends because Scott Cameron, who has been a guest on our show when we first started from Dramatic Weight Loss, challenged you to your first marathon.
That's right.
And I love the commitment that you have a great support system. And I know there's been times when you've been down and out. And what was your friends, and what else was your motivation?
I couldn't let my brother down. Like, he's been with me for 10 years. This has been a long journey, and I struggled most of the time. It wasn't until very recently I figured it out, but I couldn't let him down. He was always there for me.
2 Chainz is very open about his diet and the foods that he cooks, and he's done cookbooks and the whole nine. Is it a correlation between what you were doing and what he's doing, or did you?
Definitely. Like, me and 2 Chainz, we talk about health all the time, and he's actually very fascinated. Like he asked me about my vegan diet. I could tell he's like kind of interested a little bit, but he's very healthy. 2 Chainz, like, he makes sure, like, he's one of the healthiest people I know. Dream
Machine. How did that concept develop? Where did it come from?
Man, me and Scott, we were on a bike. We're biking in California, and I wanted to bike across the country, but I didn't want to make it just about me.
Yeah.
I wanted to go out and touch the people and make their dreams come true. So usually when people have like a tour bus, like, it would be like their face on the bus. And I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. I want a bus that everybody can write their dreams on. So there's like 10,000 dreams on the bus now. Everybody just writes all over it.
Yeah.
So I designed it like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's colorful. It's like 50 different colors on it. So when it pulls up to a mall, you got kids running out. You got people on the highway trying to get us to pull over. Like, everybody wants to write their dream. And everywhere we go, even though we're biking, everywhere we go, we're helping people. So there was a teacher in Phoenix.
Yeah.
We got her mortgage paid. She got diagnosed with cancer, so we got her bills paid off, and we bought her a new car. And there's a company called Vero that's helping me with that.
Okay.
And a guy named Eamon Hariri, he's the owner of it. So he's been helping other people's dreams come true. And I jumped out of a dumpster, to surprise this girl who works at Starbucks. I surprised her with a new car.
Yeah.
It was
so
crazy.
You guys are going around the country blessing people with their dreams.
100%.
How can people find out more about this?
Best place is on my Instagram. It's just at Charlie on Instagram.
At Charlie?
Yeah.
At Charlie?
Wow, that's game.
How'd you get that?
Because he's Charlie Rockets.
I woke up one day, and employee at Instagram DM'd me, and she was a big fan of what I was doing, and they had been holding on to the name. Like, they didn't give it to Charlie Puth or Charlie Sheen. Instagram had the name, and she said, I love what you're doing for people. I want you to have this name. So she just gave it to me.
You guys follow him at Charlie. Do you smoke or drink?
No, never did.
None of that?
Never did.
Wow.
You know what I'm wondering? When you spoke about going through your binges, would you categorize that as a form of emotional eating?
Oh, 100%. So being in the music industry, it was either a celebration that led to food, or it was stress that led to food.
Right.
And when you're not losing weight and you're trying hard, like working out, and you just crack, and food is the answer, in that moment, the only thing you could think of. And, when you fall down one step, you just push yourself down the rest. It's like, I messed up a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and mess up all the way and make sure I never do this again. This is the last time I'm ever doing it.
Right.
So I'm just going to make myself so sick that I'll never want to do it again.
I've been there.
Yeah. Or you say, I'll start tomorrow.
Oh, every day.
Every day. Mm-hmm. I want to, at Charlie, follow this man right now, citizens. We're going to open up the phone lines. If you're struggling with, just reaching your goals when it comes to health, this man lost 130 pounds. He's living with a brain tumor, right?
Yep.
Does it affect you at all?
No, not at all.
Okay. Maybe some of you are living with tumors in your bodies and you're trying to figure out how to make yourself a quality life better in a healthy way. Call us, 888-742-3345.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know what to say.
You were listening to Charlie Jabaley, Charlie Rocket's story of inspiration, and we were listening to a clip of your Dream Machine tour of the teacher, Rose, that you paid off her mortgage and her health bills. Mm-hmm. And it's just a beautiful thing that you're doing. It's just such an inspiration all over the board, and you found your happiness.
I'll tell you, it actually wasn't me who paid it off. I don't have that much money, but what I did have is my effort to be able to call people and challenge them, corporations, celebrities, just anybody. I called my friend Eamon, and I asked him to just help her out for a couple months. Her in the summertime, she doesn't get paid in the summer, and she's having to deal with the chemo. So I asked him for a couple months, and he was like, well, what if I just fixed everything? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, find out how much her medical bills were. They were like $90,000.
Yeah.
Then he said, well, how much is it to pay off her mortgage completely so she doesn't have to, because he didn't want her back in the same situation.
Yeah.
This teacher, she's going through chemo and radiation. She missed 3 days of school. She still goes to school to those kids every day.
Wow. You can follow him at Charlie on Instagram. Do it now, citizens. The Dream Machine Tour may be coming to your town. You can write your dreams on that bus. You never know if they'll be able to make them come true. But even writing them is a path to fruition. We have Olivia on the line from Connecticut. Good morning, Olivia.
Hey, Olivia.
Hi, guys. Oh, my gosh. First time caller. I finally got through.
Hey. What would you like to share your story?
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Charlie, I just want to say thank you so much. It was really, I appreciate you telling your story. I also have been going through a weight loss challenge. I'm 27. I was diagnosed with nephrotic syndrome when I was 12 years old, and I've been able to lose 90 pounds. I am super proud of myself. But for the last couple of months, I kind of have lost the motivation, and I'm still at the weight that I am, but I'm trying to get up in the morning, tell myself positive affirmations, but I have no motivation right now, and I'm just wondering what you do to keep yourself motivated and keep going.
I'll tell you, my little hack is I believe it's easier to do something bold than to just do something to keep you busy. For example, when I said I was going to do an Ironman, for example, I set a big goal that was bold, and it became a part of my life to where friends would introduce me to other friends hey, this is Charlie, he's training for an Ironman, to where if I woke up and said, oh, I'm going to run every day, to me, that's harder.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't become a part of your identity. Mm-hmm. So maybe you set a marathon goal, or maybe you set something and all your friends, all your family, it really weaves a web that traps you into it. And you can't, we'll let ourselves down, but we're not going to let everybody else down. I might tell myself a goal and just oh, well, nobody will know if I stop. But if I tell everybody all day, every day that I'm doing something, you get stuck in it and you got to do it.
That's why I document a lot of my workouts, too, because people will begin to ask you about it. They look forward to it. They tell you that they're inspired, and it widens the why.
100%.
Charlie, I want to thank you for coming by this morning, brother.
Thank you, man.
Man, I'm proud of you, man. You got Twan from Atlanta who went to high school with you.
Oh, wow.
You know him?
Let me talk to him.
Twan, what up, man?
Twan.
Hey, what's up, Sway? You probably don't remember me, Charlie. I was admiring from afar, bro, but I'm proud of everything you're doing, man.
Thank you, man. What part of Atlanta did you grow up in?
We went to Chambly High School.
All right. I was 06. What class were you?
I was 08.
Oh, okay.
Right. Well, thanks for your call, Twan. Hey, follow him at Charlie, Raleigh in Indiana. You used to work with Charlie?
Nah, Charlie, how you doing? This is Wally from Indianapolis. First-time caller, long-time listener. Me and Charlie worked together with Travis Porter back in the day. Me and some of my friends in college, being one of the first Travis Porter shows.
Wow.
And I've been following him on Instagram, and I just wanted to say congratulations and keep up the good work, man. You're doing your thing.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Man, congratulations on the whole team.
Yeah.
You guys, and shout out to George Hughes, who's like my brother, man. And he's been keeping me posted on y'all progress since day one, man. So welcome back to the show with a whole different journey now, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And good to see you, Scott. You've started this whole dramatic weight loss. I'm glad to see you holding accountability. You got a lot of people supporting you. Keep rising. Keep bringing us up with you. And just stay committed.
Thank you so much,
for
Kelly.
coming.
Kelly, how can they reach you?
Kelly Kincaid, KELLYKINKAID.
Thank you very much. Ray Liotta is here in the building, and he wants to come in and talk to the citizens. If you are on hold right now to talk to Charlie, hit him directly at Charlie on Instagram, and he'll respond to you. Mention Sway in the morning, Doug in Florida, Jasu in Utah, Terrell in South Carolina, Adam in Chicago, Johnny in Jersey. Hit him up directly. If you want to talk to Ray Liotta, call us now, 888-742-3345.